biggest 3D AI tool offers more job for 3D artists, while you thinking AI will take your job. And this, guys, is an absolute truth. So while exploring 3D AI tools, I saw something really interesting. I was on Tripo and I saw this news, right? Months ago, they announced that there is a pro refinement that will take 1 to 3 business days, and basically they will fix AI 3D generated model and you'll have it in your account, which basically means that they hire some 3D artists to do that refinement within 1 to 3 business days. And I guess like they have a lot of them if there's like such a big delay, and we know like this job is pretty simple. To refine one model, it can take like 1 to 2 hours, and if the turnaround is 1 to 3 days, perhaps they do have a lot. So what's happening? Let's break it down. Guys, I'm also on the front line. I do run 3D agency. I am myself 3D engineer, and I'm concerned as you do if I to be replaced. However, so far I see completely opposite. I see new demand. I see that it's morphed in some way. And for example, we receive such offers on Upwork. My agency worked on Upwork for many years, and we started to receive something like this, like 3D model refinement. This is a real job posting, right? And you can see some companies are looking for teams that can refine AI generated models. Well, that's unexpected. And I started to asking myself what's happening. And with my background and my expertise and connections that I have, I can tell that what's happening is that market is changing. So should we be concerned about losing jobs, or there's just more jobs coming? My answer, yes, we should be concerned, but not about to be replaced, but about not being able to adjust enough to understand the current market. And let me try to break it down for you with proofs. So first, let's talk about limitations. As this is a general concern, we can find a lot of articles and researchers on the internet. And just to give you an example of a research from Icarus 3D, they did a very extensive research on the industry trade, and this one is a bit updated, but it has really good points, and not many things changed since that time, right? As we discussed in my previous video, generated 3D is really far from being product ready. What's really good about it is that we can really declare and prove by statistic that it really can help to reduce modeling time, and it also extremely helpful tool on the concepting stage, right? And this proved by many research. If you're familiar with the tools, you can confirm that's right. But when it comes to production readiness, then it absolutely failed. It is not ready at all. And that's why Tripo announced such service as a pro refinement tool. That's why we see such job posting on Upwork when companies looking to refine these models. But if we go a little bit deeper, we'll understand that there is a problem with training such models, right? We can see that even industry leaders do have limited amounts of data that they can use for, especially for 3D. And not only the amount matter, but the quality and the domain. And we know that some 3D tools are better with some domains, etc. That happens because there are narrow and wide categories, right? And there is a very limited amount of 3D data that we can use for training. Giving an example, if we talk about characters, fantasy characters, which 3D AI tools often use to showcase how good they are, well, they are really good. But when it comes to some real objects, like very rare objects, like as we tested, like some rare camera, it fails. It's not even close, right? Because there's a very few people who did 3D model of that. And for you guys, it's really important to understand the limitations and how these things evolve, because as we can see, this knowledge actually opens new doors, such as market of refining models and so on. Guys, before we move on, me and Mr. Mark, we kindly reminding there is a Discord where you can reach to me and we can discuss anything related to 3D AI, Comfy UI and stuff. And please like and subscribe. One more thing that we need to understand is that whole AI industry opens a lot of opportunities, but it also opens new jobs such as prompt engineering. And this one is really huge. And we can take a look on statistic and stuff and see that this job has relatively high paycheck, and we absolutely cannot doubt its growing demand. I personally think this is one of the key skills that everyone needs to have in order to align with the market. And while someone might say oh no, AI taking my job, others do master AI and already taking new position as prompt engineers, as conversational AI designer, which I can confirm is really popular, like these chatbots and stuff, like AI interaction designer and so on. As for Gen AI, it's absolutely the same. There are AI artists, etc., and we saw many examples that AI artists that creating like 2D, 3D, and video thanks to AI, and they earn real bucks. More than that, we can see examples, big companies actually hiring AI artists to do their promotion campaigns and so on to save cost, and this makes absolute sense because before they were paying like millions, and now AI can do any crazy idea and it will cost you 100 times less. That's amazing. So again, as a conclusion, we need to understand where it goes and master what's important, such as prompt engineering. And all this I said above actually leads us to a third thesis, which I can shorten to juniors are dead. And I heard it from many people, and I see it myself that junior position is probably going to stop existing, because when you have AI, it actually helps you to optimize your routine stuff and focus on thinking. And junior is someone who actually tells exactly what he's told to. But if I, for example, is programmer, why do that if I can ask ChatGPT to do that, right? If I'm a 3D artist, why asking someone to create me some concepts or like simple 3D objects so I can combine them in something complex? Well, not go in some 3D AI and generate some props and use them. On demand, I can refine them, etc. But again, this routine part is going to be eliminated very soon, and more creative, more complex works will actually grow in demand. And here is one interesting stat I found about it, is that while 3D modeling stuff etc. is in danger, here is what's happening like with special effects and animators jobs. As we can see, it is expected to grow in the next decade. Why? Because this is more complex than just 3D modeling, right? And as I said, it also goes for creativity, right? We use AI to come up with some concepts and stuff, but in reality, AI do not imagine. It predicts based on the data that it knows, right? And we can still see that really unique art pieces comes from real artists. And if we dwell a little bit deeper, we understand that to solve some problems, to find some solution to human problems, it is some sort of design process that at this stage AI cannot do, right? Humans need to understand humans' problem to design a solution. And that's not only about Gen AI, it's really related to everything, to programming, content creation, 3D, 2D, anything. And from my work experience with my 3D agency, I can say that still the most important thing is to be able to understand clients and be able to understand what he wants to develop or do. And that's what we are paid for. Execution starting to become easiest part. Being human and understand humans is what still remained important. To summarize my message, guys, I want you to focus on what's really happening instead of being scared of AI. That's inevitable, right? AI will become better and better, and what's matter is how we find our place in that world. And my advice to you is, first, understand the limitation. Understand how it works so you can see opportunities in it. The second is to master it. Learn about prompting, become best in it, and you will master any AI or Gen AI, whatever. Third one, do not be a junior. Guys, there's so much information available. There's AI that can actually explain to you any topic. Realize that routine will be replaced at 100%. Focus on something, find yourself in real creativity. And the last one, remember you're human and take benefit of it. Neither AI can understand human more than human themselves. Guys, I'm really happy to read your comments on this controversial topic. I know this concerns many, and I really want to know your opinion on it. To always be on track with AI 3D tools and stuff, please subscribe and like this video, and see you in the next one.